wasn't here to apologize or basically give an excuse onto why we are supporting Carmelo Anthony. We are supporting him because if you can support your white baby, we can support our black kid.
Boom. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. So in this segment, we're going to watch a clip from race hustler #1, Roland Martin, bring on the newest member of the race hustling coalition, Dominique Alexander, this guy right here. Now, he's going to bring him on to discuss the situation that happened at the press conference. Now, the reason that I'm bringing this video in this clip is to show you and give you proof and evidence that the only reason that this organization, his organization, people like Alexander and anybody that is supporting Carmelo Anthony at this point is only supporting him because he is black. That's it. Not because he did what he's supposed to, not because he was actually defending himself, because there's no evidence of that. No, only because he is black. Now, the funny part about this segment from Roland Martin is that he thought he was going to garner support for this family. And I think it's actually backfiring, because what you'll see here, I'm going to make it bigger, is the ratio. Look at this. 68 or 6.8 thousand likes to 21. Let me add one more to that, actually. To 21,000 dislikes. 6.8 thousand likes, 21,000 dislikes. Yeah, so I don't think Roland Martin helped these people out and is helping Carmelo Anthony out with this segment here. But anyway, let's not waste any time and get straight into the clip.
Folks, an altercation at a Texas track meet leaves a student dead and another student facing first-degree murder charges. This story has been blowing up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but has also gone national as a number of white conservatives are attacking the young black man who has been charged in this case. His name is Carmelo Anthony. They are demanding that he get everything thrown at him for what took place in the death of Aaron Metcalf. So let me unpack what happened here. Guys, roll a video. So understand, so 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony, this is him being released from jail, okay? He's been released from jail. A black judge lowered the bond. Well, that black judge has been getting death threats as a result of that. That's Judge Angela Tucker. She's been getting massive death threats. Now, again, 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony says he was only protecting himself when Austin Metcalf, according to witness statements to police, tried to shove Anthony, who attended a rival high school, out of a pop-up tent when Anthony grabbed a knife from his backpack and stabbed Metcalf in the heart. Now, Anthony is now out on bond. Now, his parents held a news conference today, and the father of Metcalf showed up. Here's a tweet that racist Charlie Kirk sent out with the video from the news conference, okay? He sent this tweet out here, all right? And so you see him attacking the family and attacking activists because of what was stated. What does Kirk say? Insanity. Dominique Alexander, who represents Carmelo Anthony, just attacked Austin Metcalf's father, Jeff, for attending a press conference held by the Anthony family, calling his presence, quote, a disrespect to the dignity of his son, unquote. Kirk tweets, "This is revolting."
Yeah, so what's wrong with that? First of all, he wasn't attacking the family. You see how Roland Martin tried to spin this and say that Charlie Kirk was attacking the family. He was attacking Carmelo Anthony's parents. He was not. He was attacking and criticizing the behavior of Dominique Alexander, the so-called spokesperson for the family. His behavior was revolting. It was disgusting. The way that he treated Austin Metcalf's father for showing up to a public press conference, which is, by the way, guys, the first time that this family had spoken out since this incident. And then they also said this was going to be the last time that they were going to address the public. So, of course, anybody in their right mind will show up to a press conference of the parents of the killer of their child. Anybody would. If your child got unalived and if their parents of the killer is having a public press conference, anybody would show up, especially if that's the first time that they're hearing from you. and if this is going to be the last time that they're going to hear from you. So no, Charlie Kirk did not attack the family. Roland Martin pushing propaganda here once again.
I responded to Kirk. I said, I'm curious. If the Metcalf family held a news conference and Karmelo Anthony's dad showed up at that news conference, would you be saying the same thing? Joining us right now is the activist in Dallas, Dominic Alexander. Dominic, glad to have you back on Roland Martin Unfiltered. It's been some time. Wow. So, first of all, you have Charlie Kirk saying you represent the family. You're not a lawyer, correct?
Not at all.
So,
not at all.
So explain for the public your role in this case.
So the Next Generation Action Network, of course, is founded here in Dallas, Texas, in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex since 2014. We are the advocacy arm. Our organization is an advocacy-led organization. We are not the attorneys. The attorney for this case is Mike Howard. We do the advocacy around making sure that people are aware of this situation and supporting and how to support this family and to ensure that this family's rights are not violated. And the things that are legal matters are handled by the lawyers.
What's crazy here is, so check this out. Here's a tweet right here. This person said, I did a Twitter search for Karmelo Anthony till up to 2 days ago after the incident. I could only find one post from a black account defending him, but there are countless posts from whites making it a race issue. Whites racialize everything, then cry when black people take sides. And then this is a scroll of tweets that this person actually pulled. And when this story first happened, they called Karmelo Anthony a thug. It was all sorts of names. They were saying that Aaron Metcalf was this
Aaron Metcalf. He keeps calling this kid Aaron Metcalf. Like, bro, Roland Martin, come on, man. Catch up here. Austin Metcalf. I think this is the second time he called him Aaron Metcalf. He called him Aaron Metcalf 30 seconds into the interview. I didn't even point that out to you guys. Go back and watch it again. 35 seconds into the interview, he called him Aaron Metcalf. And he just called him Aaron Metcalf again.
Football star. He was this bright young man, talented, high grade point average, all of that. But Karmelo Anthony is not a thug. Karmelo Anthony is a high grade point average student as well. And so Anthony was being treated as a savage, and Metcalf was being treated as the golden, a perfect student, the golden child, if you will.
Wow. Wow.
Yes. One of the things, Roland, that we need to point out in this situation is that most of the people raised their consciousness because of what Hunter Metcalf said in the local media, where he literally admitted over the weekend, days after, the same day, I believe it was the next day, where he stated that his brother was told by Karmelo to not touch him, and literally admitted that he did it anyway. And so no one did that interview for Hunter Metcalf. He did it himself. And so this hate, this race, this bigotry wasn't introduced by us, right? It was introduced by them, right? And I'm going to say this, Roland. I don't know if you even remember this, because I was on the panel for the DPD police chief, and I believe I had this guy coming after me, and I used this quote, and I said it on your show, and it was quoted in other publications, even the New York Times. We will never ask the oppressor for permission to liberate our people. I don't know if you remember me.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, I remember.
Show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember.
We will never ask that. And I will say that 10 years later. Don't get mad when you come after ours, and then we respond and support ours, right? And so I'm not.
Boom. Evidence number one. You come after ours. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? It can only mean one or two things. You come after ours, meaning you come after somebody that's black, or you come after ours, somebody that is a criminal, right? So you're a criminal. This guy is a criminal, right? So you're saying everybody's attacking a criminal, or everybody's attacking a black person. Which one is it? Which one is it? What are you talking about? But you see that. You heard that. He just said it. You come after hours.
God wouldn't here to apologize or basically give an excuse onto why we are supporting Carmelo Anthony. We are supporting him because if you can support your white baby, we can support our black kid. Right?
Boom. Boom. Go back.
Onto why we are supporting Carmelo Anthony. We are supporting him because if you can support your white baby, we can support our black kid, right? And so these laws are not just created.
There you have it. There you have it. There you have it. It's about race. On their side, it's about race. People can't just come out and defend a victim that was murdered senselessly without putting race into it. Even if Austin, Aaron, did touch him, that is not self-defense. The state of Texas is not going to look at that as self-defense. There has been multiple attorneys, self-defense attorneys, defense attorneys that came out and said, I don't think this constitutes self-defense.
For self-defense in Texas because Texas is a stand your ground state. This is what he had to say about that.
In order for Carmelo to prevail on a self-defense defense, he has to establish that he reasonably feared for his life. And, that's a steep hill to climb given the facts that I've heard so far. But that's the standard here in Texas. It is going to be incredibly difficult for Carmelo's defense team to establish that Austin, the 17-year-old who wanted Carmelo out of his tent, represented a deadly threat or even serious bodily harm. Now, again, we don't know what was said. We don't know what was threatened. But what Carmelo said was that he was going to put his hands on me. That's not he was going to kill me. That's not, I thought he was seriously going to hurt me. It was an offensive touching. All he described was the potential for an offensive touching, which is not going to be enough without more. And the evidence is still coming in.
Something like this that just evolved and snowballed, that's what it seems like to me, snowballed over something that may have just been some high school students getting into some type of disagreement. And so the issue is that once that disagreement again begins to snowball, what is appropriate for self-defense? Whenever we're into just a oral disagreement, then that transfers over to a physical disagreement. How does it transfer then to a knife? And so, and under Texas law, you have to provide equal or lesser value, generally, so force, whenever we're talking about self-defense. Is it reasonable and is it proportionate to that of what the perpetrator initiated before? Because in this situation, the suspect is stating he told the other person pretty much don't touch me. And that person did in fact touch him, and then he pulled out a knife. So yes, maybe there was some issues there where we talked about physical altercations, but that doesn't give you the right or the responsibility to respond back with a knife. It has to be reasonable and proportionate.
So with these people coming out and supporting Carmelo Anthony is literally because he's black. He just told you. He just said it. Not because he's innocent, not because he did the right thing, not because, they're looking at it between right and wrong. No, not because he deserves a proper fair trial. No, because he's black. Because people came out and supported Austin, and he's associating all of the support that Austin is getting due to white people supporting him. Well, no, we got to come out in support of our black kid. This is crazy. I told you this in the first video when I made a video related to this situation. I told you this is what it was about for them. This is a form of self-defense and retaliation to previous situations where they seen Black America take some type of injustice. Things like George Zimmerman. Bro, he's not a white dude. Things like Kyle Rittenhouse. He didn't kill anybody black. but they believe these things to be racially motivated. And now they see some type of retaliation happening here, and that's why they're supporting him. That's literally it. He just told you.
Created for some, they're created for all, right? And so just like he should have his right to be able to claim self-defense, and what I want them to understand is Karmelo didn't come out days later and claim self-defense. He claimed self-defense the moments the police touched him, the moments the police even arrested him and detained him. He didn't come.
No, they said he questioned if it was self-defense. He questioned if it was self-defense. Anybody that defends themselves and knows that they defended themselves don't usually question if it was self-defense. If somebody broke into my house and I blew him away with a shotgun, I'm not going to be like, was that self-defense? Nah, I'm going to be like, yeah, heck yeah, I was defending my home and I would do it again. See, he wasn't confident like that. Because it wasn't no threat of physical harm that would constitute him to defend himself in a lethal manner. You being shoved does not constitute somebody shooting you, stabbing you, taking your life. No, it does not. Because think about it. If somebody was to shove you, let's just say in New York, you go into a subway and somebody was to run into you and shove you. Does that constitute somebody stabbing that person? He touched him without permission. He might have got shoved. Like, where do we draw the line? This doesn't make any sense. So, no, if he came out and questioned, this is what happened. That's what it said on the affidavit. It said that he questioned and asked the officer, hey, would this be considered self-defense? Not, I was defending myself. No, I was protecting myself. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing.
Come days later, he has always, and it's in the affidavit. But what these people have done is create it as a racial thing. We see that even with this judge. This judge has been a Republican for over 3 decades. I personally don't agree with her political views or whatever it may be. She will probably never be at a Next Generation Action Network protest or anything we do, right? But what they show Black America is, regardless of what ballot box you check, you are still Black in America. And that's what they're showing to the people. And that's what people are rising up again. And I told somebody, this Trump administration is going to either unite us or divide us, right? And I'm just happy to see Black America and our allies standing in this rainbow coalition of justice to say, no, this is not right. And we ain't asking y'all for permission to help our baby.
Yeah, so we're just going to stop it right there. And like I showed you in the beginning part of this video, Roland Martin is getting a lot of backlash. I mean, you can see it in the ratio of the likes and dislikes. But not only that, he's also receiving a lot of comments from Black people as well, basically saying, hey, you got this completely wrong. So this comment says, dude, as a Black guy, I can tell you this. I do not care that Anthony is Black. He killed a guy over being shoved. It Kyle Rittenhouse all over again, a guy being where he wasn't supposed to be, having a weapon that he wasn't supposed to have, killing someone and claiming self-defense. Worst is this wasn't some riot in a city. It was a sporting event. None of that was necessary. That kid did not have to die. I didn't agree with Kyle Rittenhouse being let go, and I sure as hell don't agree with it. Now Anthony belongs in jail. Yeah, so of course he's getting the whole Kyle Rittenhouse situation completely wrong. But you can still see that he can see that this whole Anthony situation was not self-defense at all. This other comment says, man, I don't know how anyone can defend this senseless killing. It should be manslaughter at the very least. I'm sure he regrets what happened, but someone still died. It shouldn't be about race. If the race was reversed, the kid should still be charged accordingly. This other comment says, they are not saying anything about the white kid starting it all with physical violence. I brought that for a little extra bonus. They put physical instead of physical. Fiscal. And they got 8 likes on that comment. These are the type of people that we're dealing with. Absolutely ignorant. This other comment said, I love how he refers to him as our black baby. You see that? It's all about race for them. Somebody says, I'm a black woman and I do not see race. Wrong is wrong no matter the race. Anthony did not kill Austin in self-defense. He belongs in jail. When he turns 18 years old, he should be seen as an adult and be moved to jail where adults are. So yeah, Roland Martin, you got this wrong, brother. You got this completely wrong. You should have just stayed neutral. We can tell that you are peddling for these people at the same time. Now we're going to start questioning if you're also getting a cut of some of these funds that are coming in, right? But once again, pertaining to these funds, let them raise it. Let them raise it, because one or two things are going to happen, right? They're going to have to use it for defending this kid, which is going to be blown anyway, or they're going to get sued, wrongful death suit or some type of civil suit, and they're going to have to pay it up, right? So if he is innocent, sure, let him have all his money, right? He gets it, he deserves it, fine. If he's guilty, all that being raised should go to the Austin family, right? In a civil suit. That's me being neutral. I'm not taking any sides here. For all you losers in the comment section, talking about calling me sellout and tether and all that bullshit. You know what the hell going on here, right? You just can't see this and be objective about it, right? Once again, you're blinded by your tribalism. You can't control it. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Let's talk about this video in the comment section. Hit the like button down below. Of course, if you are brand new, consider subscribing. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.